All right, welcome to DBN's The Diplomats. I've Ed, we got Keith, we got Josh. Josh, I think this is 4 or 5 in a row. Like
Special.
you're way more reliable than Cedric, I'll tell you that.
You guys, you guys like me more than him because I keep getting invited back. So it's a good sign.
I don't think he likes me. I don't think Cedric ever liked me. He likes Keith a lot. I'm like the secondary friend. I'm sort of the guy, like if it wasn't for Keith, I don't know if we'd ever talk.
the green devil.
So, anyways, we're here to cover spring 1903. The moves were in just a few hours ago. And we talked a lot about what should happen. We said, I think we landed on wintergreen. We thought the EG would continue. We thought probably Russia needs to worry about an attack from EG. There's one thing we didn't talk about because apparently we're idiots. And we haven't gotten anything right despite endlessly babbling, which is a rat.
Well, I did say if I was Austria, I'd offer to windmill things around me. So it's exactly what Austria offered.
We also kind of were suspicious that Austria would be all out against Italy at this point, and it definitely seems like that's the case.
And I also said I hope that Tim would pick Turkey because Turkey looked like he was the better ally as far as tacticals go. I just didn't think the position was very good for Tim to leave it, but great play.
Yeah, you got it all. You predicted everything.
I didn't predict it. I just showed the option.
Genius.
No, I would have predicted the wintergreen, but I did. But I was just showing the options of what could happen.
Look, we all knew Austria was going to scramble.
Right.
Yep.
We all knew that, and scramble Austria did. This is really good for. I mean, I don't know if it's really good in the long term for Austria, but nothing's really, as John Maynard Keynes said, in the long run, we're all dead. So I don't know if it's great in the long run for Austria, but it's better than the immediate short term of getting eliminated. Josh, what do you think about all this?
I mean, I think I don't mean to keep saying the same thing every turn, but I'm loving this for Tim. I mean, look at the North right now. I mean, I know we're talking about the East, but like North has moved out. Tim might have a build here. I mean, to me, this is an amazing position for Russia, and he still hasn't burned anybody. I'm absolutely loving this for him.
It's crazy because I usually say one enemy at a time, but he really doesn't have any enemies adjacent to him at all. Exactly. I mean, his enemy in Austria is now, has become an ally, and he's attacking Italy from afar. So at this point, I love the move back to Moscow because he could probably see the writing on the wall that he could have some expendable centers, and he's just going to be like, hey, not attacking you, but don't come for me. And now he can just sit kind of pretty and just wait for someone to pick a fight with him.
The black to 7 move is also, I mean, it's a very diplomatic move, right? Like he doesn't risk losing black. It's a sign of trust with Turkey. And
you go back at any time also.
Exactly. I love it.
What I worry about Tim is right now, and I know that will not be the same in 1910, but right now there are no other real available dots to him if he's playing a rat, right? Like he can't take anything in the north, can't take any German dots, and maybe he can take Budapest. Whether he does it in 03 or not, I don't know. But, I think you would agree with me that an RT would traditionally have Russia going through Budapest and Vienna and Turkey being in Serbia and Trieste. Traditional RT. So I'm not sure. I mean, like it is great for Austria in that sense, but
it is interesting that Galicia was the mover to Romania here, not Ukraine. It's more of a pro-rat move, but
everything's very diplomatic here.
Yeah.
But Even though he has 4 people that are allied with him, he has no position on anyone anymore.
Keith, how do you see what the orders are? I'm trying to see what Greece ordered.
Hit the O button once. There you go.
Do you support Serbia?
Doesn't he didn't want to move it, I guess, but oh well.
He supported Serbia.
Which can't be done for those listeners. He obviously knew it couldn't be done. It's functionally a hold. A little strange. I mean, do we think he knows it can't be done?
Are you talking about Greece?
Yeah.
Yeah, Greece is an army, right?
Yeah, Greece is an army.
Greece is an army. Oh, it's not a fleet. Okay, yeah. All right. I get it.
What I'm really curious about, because I think we mentioned this last episode, is if Philip was going to make a stab like that, you have to feel confident that someone is with you. And clearly, whether they weren't with him or maybe Richard made a more persuasive argument this turn, the turns have tied. All right, the tides have turned. Sorry, it's just, I mean, yeah, his position has just completely been dismantled.
Yeah, our analysis was based on the fact that we thought Philip had someone in pocket.
Right.
And it looked like he had 2 people in pocket, but it did not work. Either they lied to him just to break up the AI, or he assumed things that weren't there.
Who can Italy turn it around with? Greece? Russia? Who does he go to?
He has a German army in Tyrolia, whether he wants it there or not.
I don't think he's there to help.
But if you're Germany, you want? I mean, what? I think I asked the same question last turn. But like, if you're Germany, what do you want? I know we said that we wanted Austria alive. If you're Germany,
if I'm Germany, I want Austria to windmill me into Venice. Like, just sit there as a tornado, just keep spinning people in the center.
I just want to point out that this Austrian army was built in 1901. Okay, it has gone from Berlin to Silesia to Bohemia to Tyrolia.
I did make a joke. It's on its way to Marseille very slowly. I don't know.
It could. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked.
It's moved like 3 different. It's moved that way 3 times.
That wouldn't be
hilarious. I don't think I've ever seen that. I've seen the Italian army, kind of creep up and run, but I haven't seen the Germans ever do that. Meanwhile, we go to the West.
It's just patrolling.
So the most interesting thing is that Cedric did not dislodge Mid-Atlantic, which he could have done. Instead, they try for Burgundy again, fail. Again, Rob gets right not to worry about Picardy. And he goes to Brest, which, if I read this correctly, here, we can do it this way.
So
I think it could be retaken. Can it not?
I mean, with a brace, it could be defended, but that's a tough guess if you're Cedric.
I'm okay with it. I mean, the fact is that he could put a little bit of pressure on Mid-Atlantic. He slid into Brest. I think the orders are all great. If they prioritize Brest here, he gets into Mid-Atlantic and they get into Burgundy. And then Brest just retreats to Picardy. Right. So you can give up France all the high grades you want for doing the best defense, but the position is collapsing slowly.
Well, it's inevitable. I mean, you can't.
It is inevitable. Tactics only get you so far.
Does
you're never gonna get above C with me?
Does the structure of the East change anything? Like, is there any openings coming at any point for Rob, based on how the East is currently?
Not with Italy imploding.
No, he needs Italy. If anything, that German army in Piedmont is going to be a quicker death.
Right.
Yeah, even with that army in Tyrolia, Italy, I mean, France can't even offer him in Marseille now or anything. Like, there's nothing that can be done. Yeah, that's really bad. I mean, it's inevitable for Rob, but a quick resolution look, Russia cannot be friends with Austria, Turkey, England, and Germany. Ultimately, it is a game where people fight. But Rob needs Russian pressure on the EG. I don't think Tim's inclined to give it right now. He might with a build. A build in Warsaw or St. Petersburg would be awkward. But right now, the cavalry is not coming for Rob.
So we theorized that it was possible the EG could come after Russia if they thought that Russia was no longer any use. Clearly, that didn't happen here. What do we think? Do you think that's a mistake?
Not necessarily. I mean, I would say if there was a wintergreen, maybe. That's really tough. Right now, I mean, they're playing real nice, and it's kind of like a glacier going from the north to the south. I'm just curious of Tim giving up his position on everybody. It shows nobody where he's going. It's just kind of concerning.
Well, he could be in Budapest.
Would we assume Russia's getting a build this year based on his position?
I have to think he's getting a build.
That build is going to be very interesting because unless Moscow moves up, St. Pete's probably open for a build.
Correct.
And it's going to be, and if, I mean, I know we're seeing, Rat moves here, and Rat's a very unstable alliance, but if it is a Rat that lasts, longer than a couple turns, St. Pete is the build here. A fleet in St. Pete's the build.
Ooh, that's like declaring war on people who could have attacked you. I would have thought an army.
But it depends on like what his stance is. If it's truly a Rat, that's what your build is. I don't know where, you mentioned who is this true alliance? We still don't know.
But yeah, you're gonna have 2 fleets versus 5. You need Germany on side, and Germany needs a build. They're gonna have to build a fleet. I just don't see building a fleet against England. I mean, they pull back from France, sure, but
well, if you're in the Rat, that's what they're going to be pitching. They're going to say, "Hey, we want more, northern fleets, less armies." I mean, he doesn't have to do it, but if I'm, Austria or Turkey, that's what I'm pitching.
I don't know. I think it's more likely I agree. All your assumptions are if it's a Rat. I still think since Tim's got so many units south, and he might be good for a Rat, right? Because before the EG gets any progress, he'll get a jump on Germany, which is horrible. But on the other hand, he might just build in Warsaw,
right,
and tell Germany he's going down to take Austrian. He might just do that. Very well could be an EGR still.
Yep.
It's hard to know.
It's going to be hard to break Turkey right now. You have to wait till they're more overextended because they're going to get a build. They got a unit back. Nikita's such a good tactical player. The positioning is wonderful.
What's the saying with Turkey? Like once you're on 5, you start getting a little dangerous. Is it 5 or 6? But I feel like
6. 6 you're pretty much in the game for the rest of the game.
I mean, he's not like in an awful position. I mean, he's on pace for 5 here, but I'm liking Turkey's position too. I mean, this is a phenomenal turn for him as well.
So looking at the map here, well, let's talk about the orders more. What do you think of this? It shows us that Cedric is totally committed to the EG, and he's even further committed to the EGR because there was no move to Norway. Sweden is safe. Do you like that?
I like it a lot. These 3 players in the north have some fun, high energy, chaotic energy, and it's just. I think they're on the same wavelength. I'm just worried about how long they're going to be on the same wavelength, and who's running, who's driving the bus, and who's bonding. So.
It seems to me, so, I mean, EG have made it clear their intentions are full-blown attack on France. France is hard to crack. That's their intentions. It makes sense. Russia is in a position where they have choices to make, like, pretty soon here, right? I mean, like, because, again, like we mentioned, if you're in a Rat...
I said that last year.
Exactly. So like they're the ones that have, I feel like, more pressure, and they still, it's crazy. Even after this turn, they still haven't really had to show their cards much. But they're the ones that are gonna have to. I think the pendulum will swing the most based on Russia's moves.
Well, what do you think Russia does here? Because one can presume that Vienna will support Trieste, Budapest will support Trieste, right? There's 3 on Trieste from Italy. I think Austria just has to double support, which means I think Budapest is super wide open for Russia. But he does that at the expense of maybe Italians getting back Trieste here. Could Tim turn it around with Italy, turn the wintergreen around, get 2 builds? Or is that just a bad play at this point? Like, in other words, he picked what Tim really did. I mean, he has revealed his cards a little bit. This last turn, he picked Turkey over Italy. And I don't know if that's a great play or not. So I'm wondering if this time he just says, well, I'm going to get another build here.
I think he just told Serbia makes Italy disband. Italy's going to go down 1 most likely.
2.
Well, he's probably picking up Tunis.
Oh,
do you think
so? Does the G just go to Ionian?
Yeah. That's a tough loss.
You give up. Well, I guess he doesn't have to. Adriatic can go to Ionian and bounce it, but I think Aegean then has to go to Ionian, right?
I'd assume. Like maybe he convoys his army, which just sucks.
So yeah, that'd be horrible.
That army there is just like so pointless.
It's so bad. I might make a.
Go ahead.
I might make a play on Trieste with all 3, and then just make a tap on Greece with Ionian, and if it's dislodged, you go to Tunis.
I think I'm convoying Albania to Apulia. Ionian takes Tunis. Disband something.
Well,
he won't disband. He won't disband.
A piff, right?
Yeah, he won't disband.
I mean, that's not bad, right? I mean, so
depends.
Okay.
Depends if Austria puts Germany in Venice.
Are you losing Ionian then in that instance? Most likely, assuming Aegean's
moving. Probably.
Yeah. He's losing Ionian regardless, unless the Adriatic holds it.
Right, because you're not convoying Albania over.
Then he's got to get.
Well, the other thing is Greece. Yeah, Greece support isn't getting cut, right?
Well, you give Albania to Greece.
I doubt that's going to happen, but maybe.
Let's say Ionian.
Albania to Greece, Adriatic to Ionian, Ionian to Tunis. But then you got that. Then the Ionian's vacant. Turkey builds a fleet, can be taken. The Albanian army probably gets piffed.
Rebuild.
Tim
but no, if I'm Russia, I just hold tight. I take my 1 build, I rebuild. That's I'll probably focus on Austria afterwards.
That's what I would do as well. I mean, the fact that Tim's in Serbia, he has options. That's a very useful tile to be in. He can cause a lot of chaos this fall. But I'm with you, Keith. I think you take your dot, you maintain your relationships here. I don't really see a need to rock the boat at this point, unless there's something I'm not seeing.
I hate being in Serbia. It's the worst.
I mean,
look how surrounded it is right now. I mean,
you're surrounded by 4 armies. Yeah, it's not great.
Like it's a great tile to get to other dots, but it's not good to be stranded in.
Well, I don't know if he's stranded.
Well, he could be, depending on how the alliances are. So he doesn't have full control of the area.
I mean, worst case scenario, it's piffed and he rebuilds it. But
yeah.
Let me pose something else to you. will Austria be in Serbia, Russia and Bulgaria and black? We don't want Turkey to build. We don't want it to build.
I don't think Austria can do that while Italy has 3 on Trieste.
You'd have to take a gamble.
It's a big gamble.
I guess if that's your mindset, like, why do these spring moves then? I mean, like, you just moved out of black. I mean, you're moving back in. Like, I just don't know why they would pivot like that after a spring turn.
He clearly wants to build in Smyrna, right? That's what he's hoping for. That cracks Italy.
Yeah.
No pressure on the black.
Yeah, it's nice. If Turkey builds another fleet, it's still harder to defend.
Yeah, it almost seems in a way, Josh, that Tim's biggest concern in the Olympus finals was he couldn't build trust with anybody. And now it's like he has too much trust of everybody.
Now he's got my problem in season 2. Are we in agreement that Sev Moscow was a hedge, right? Just in case.
I think he had to do it.
Okay, so then Moscow, where's Moscow moving now? Because I mean,
I don't think Moscow has to go anywhere. Moscow's there just to say, "Don't mess with me."
Another joke, or I think it's another. He wants the option of building in Warsaw or St. Petersburg.
Right. That's what I was thinking. Yeah. I mean, unless you're for some reason, moving Ukraine down to Galicia, Moscow down to Ukraine.
I'd probably move Ukraine back to Galicia, build in Warsaw, maybe.
So you would do that regardless, though?
Yeah, I think Austria is my next target, and as long as I moved away this turn, Austria's probably not going to mess with me.
True. Yeah, but it bought him a turn by having Galicia be the mover to Romania, not the other way around. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Austria's the
only thing Turkey's going to do is try and advance in the Aegean, right?
Correct. Well, Ionian.
I said Ionian. I meant Ionian.
So he'll support Bulgaria supports whole Greece, Aegean, the Ionian, Greece support, Ink, moves to Khan. Why not?
Now we haven't talked about this except in what is well, we understand what Germany's doing, trying to take Burgundy, not leaving Denmark. Still sort of horrific, but what is Germany doing in Tyrolia? It's very pro-Russian, right? No question about it.
I'm sticking with my theory. It's taking the long road to Marseille.
I think it was there for Russian support, but now Russia doesn't need it. So,
I mean, who knows? There could have been multiple. There could have been a reason to move to Bohemia last turn, and then motivations change. But I mean, I don't know. Being Tyrolia is a good place to be. I think it moves to Piedmont.
Well, part of this is the reason why I'm asking is it's a lot of trust between Germany and Russia. First of all, Silesia's open. He had to know that was happening.
Right.
Second, no Vienna. Right. We talked about on the last show. Germany's piece of the pie was maybe Austria. Well, that's kind of gone.
And Germany knew it too because he didn't even try for it. So clearly,
correct.
This is negotiated.
He didn't even tap it, or didn't
exactly.
I guess they were just really worried about Philip. But now, why I think Josh might be right is it can't take Vienna because there's no unit to put it there. It can accept Italian help into Trieste.
And even then, why would you want to be there? Like we talked about Austria being like, you want to prop up Austria here, or at least just not see Austria die if you're Germany. So that's just
Russia says, wish granted for 1 year.
Well, what would be the reason he would be in Trieste? To build another army in Berlin to take 2 years to go somewhere?
Yeah, exactly. It makes no sense.
Oh, I figured Austria is probably offering Venice or something, but
we can expect something to probably cut Trieste, right?
Most likely.
Not under my theory of convoying back, but So, like, if you don't think you're going to get Venice, wouldn't you rather be in Piedmont? I think
there's
I would.
nothing. I don't see a reason why it does not move to Piedmont. I just do not see why you wouldn't do that here.
I think that collapses the French positions so much faster.
Mm-hmm.
Just being in Piedmont, you don't have to do anything. You can go back to Venice if you want. You know.
Well, it's going to be able to tap theoretically if there's a retreat to Marseille.
Right.
It doesn't
accelerate it significantly accelerates the attack on France.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I guess the biggest concern, but even if like they should take Burgundy this fall. Worst case scenario, Russia built army, Warsaw moves it to Silesia. I mean, I guess maybe there's a guess between covering Berlin or Munich, but it's one army. I mean, I don't know. It's not like he's completely vulnerable.
I mean, Kiel can go to Berlin for that matter.
Yeah, true. That fleet's not doing anything.
It's holding against one fleet.
It's been sitting there the whole time.
The army in Denmark just rotting. I get that he doesn't want to move it, but I was like, it's so
especially now that there's no fleet in North. Because I could see like an argument before where you technically, if you vacated, there's a fleet in Sweden, a fleet in North, you're vulnerable to a stab. But now that's like, there's literally one unit touching it. That's it.
So for our newer players and the tactically inept, let's talk about the tactics in the West here for a second, right? Which is, the first thing I thought was, Brest can be retaken. Mid-Atlantic goes to Brest, supported by Gascony and Paris. If that happened, Munich is lost because it's 3-on-1, but it can be braced by England, which is Josh's point. Brest could go to Mid-Atlantic, and then two of the other three fleets can support Brest to Mid-Atlantic.
My immediate reaction was that Rob could guarantee taking Brest back, but I forgot about the brace. So, but the thing is, the brace is like, I'd be surprised if that's Cedric's move. That's a pretty, unless he full on expects Rob to do it.
I would think Irish to Mid-Atlantic supported by North Atlantic, and then English Channel supports Brest,
and then force him to put 3 on. Well, Mayo would have to be the mover to Brest, right?
Mayo would either have to tap English Channel,
at least,
and then they'd be dislodged.
Well, Mid-Atlantic could go to Brest, supported by Gascony and Paris.
Right, that's what I was thinking.
That's fine. Then you lose Mid-Atlantic, and then you're in Picardy too. So that's fine. That's what I expected. I think I said that in the beginning.
Right, you lose Mid-Atlantic, you lose Burgundy. You can't lose Picardy and Burgundy because then there's a retreat into.
I'm kind of feeling Cedric really wants to build that.
I think he wants Mid-Atlantic.
It'd be nice to have a build, but at the same time, you're in Picardy, Mid-Atlantic, and then your allies in Burgundy and probably Piedmont. If you don't, you'll get a build next year for sure.
And Germany's not getting a build, so it's not like your allies going up.
You just have that fleet in Sweden.
Also, one thing I didn't even realize this: Denmark literally can't move unless he wants to put Kiel into Helgoland or Baltic. It's literally stuck there.
Cedric really needs to get Denmark to Sweden ordered over and over and over again for his security.
Exactly. I'm surprised they haven't done that already. Like every turn they're doing these. I mean, are they doing joke orders? I don't know. I guess Kiel support held Denmark, so like technically that's fine, But just to be safe, just tap. Yeah, have Denmark tap Sweden, Sweden tap Denmark. There's no harm in it.
There's no harm in it. Let me throw something else out at you, right? Which is there a go? Can Cedric and Rob work together here? It's just a fleet in Brest. There looks like there's going to be some cheap Italian dots. Maybe some cheap German ones. He's got 3 armies. Can Belgium just sneak into Holland and keep Brest?
I mean,
North Atlantic, go to Norwegian.
If you're Rob, are you willing to do that while there's currently an English fleet in Brest? I feel like it's just it's a lot of risk for Rob to just do something crazy like that when he's already down one given after spring.
I don't know. I feel like Cedric's built a lot of trust with everybody else, and he's already burned Rob hard. I'm like, they're gonna have to stab him for him to reverse. I just don't see it.
There's also the other thing that's not in Rob's favor is that there's no great stabs here. Like Germany has 0 stab on England.
There's no stab Germany has.
England has a very, weak. Okay, he can get a 1-dotter off of him, but like, I mean, every single move the first 5 turns in the game. The first 5 turns have been, to establish this position, and the second they have this position for someone to change things up, I just don't see it happening.
Well, hold on. Germany does have a stab. Roar to Belgium, supported by Burgundy. Kiel goes to Holland. Build a fleet. Does that make any sense? Russia wouldn't be against it. Maybe ask Russia to go to Norway.
It would require a ton of trust in France. Otherwise, it's the worst stab of all time, and France just sets him up.
Well, he's losing Burgundy anyways.
Yeah, it's true.
It's possible.
England's the one fighting him. I actually think this might be a bad idea.
If you're Germany?
England can be on 3. You take Brest back. That's France.
Wait.
Belgium.
You getting Russia? You getting Russian?
Yeah, and then Sweden goes to Norway.
Man, Russia's in such a good position. I don't know.
I only do that if Denmark goes to Sweden.
Exactly. If you're getting Sweden out of it, which I don't know. If
why wouldn't Russia make that deal? What does Russia care? Because now Germany's got an enemy of England. That's not any threat to Russia.
No.
England down to 3. It's horrible, but could happen. Starting to talk myself into it.
Sweden would be pretty vulnerable, right? I mean, I guess you're assuming. Okay, so you're assuming it's an EG war then, right? So you don't have to worry about any units going your way because England, knowing Cedric's going to be completely anti-Germany. Germany's going to have to commit everything to fend off that attack. Gives Rob a foothold.
I think that's a tall order, but I can see maybe a GR thing going, but I think that just makes an EF. Just not sure that there's an FRG in the works. I think that's going to take a lot of effort. And I think Cedric's going to have at least one person on his side.
Well, I'd pitch it if I was France.
Oh, sure.
I'd be pitching this hard. But on the other hand, I think it would. Is Rob a more reliable partner than Cedric? Probably not after this war, right? Like, I think he might be. It's sort of like letting Greg Matthews off the mat before, and just seeding him Brest, Paris, and Marseille. Greg was on the mat at 2 in Iberia. This is putting France on the mat at 5.
Right.
Cedric's definitely beating the trust drum, and he's showing everyone how much progress they can have just for having the trust that they already do. So, I don't
what
think
progress is there for Germany? What's he getting out of it?
Well, he's definitely getting into Burgundy and Piedmont soon. So hopefully a couple dots. I mean, it's just patience.
Yeah, but we heard from everybody Darcy's impatient. Tell Darcy he could be at 7 and 03. He might take it.
We'll see. That's what I said. They have that.
You're not giving me anything here.
Well, they have that youthful energy, but at the same time, it's just they seem to be working very well together. They've had times where they could shift and change, and they haven't. So
I have a question here. So clearly, this is a top word. All 7 of these players are very, very strong. In your experience playing these extended deadline press games, what percentage of the time do people flip on their alliance in a situation like this? Meaning there isn't a obvious stab. This is purely a change in direction, maybe based on your read of the board. I feel like when there are alliances that have neither have stabbed each other and there's still growth to be had, stabs are less often in a word like this. But that I think that's why I'm hesitant to believe that there would be any change in direction from Germany.
I mean, it's Darcy. It's not Karthik. Karthik's like, I haven't grown in a year. I'm gonna stab you.
So
well, the first time I played the top board, I was just worried about surviving and trying to be in the mix in the end. And I think the second time I was a little more strategic, but I think people start worrying about growth even in 03. So I wouldn't be surprised to see this from Darcy. Do I think it'll happen? No. I probably on the key side, like, you know, the good Ed and the bad Ed. It's like the angel and the devil on the shoulder. You know, I'd probably listen to the angel. But in 05 or 06, if I'm Germany and all I've got is Paris and Marseille and Cedric's got Brest, Portugal, and Spain, I'm not liking this deal.
I don't know, but Russia's on 6 going on 7, has a junior partner with Turkey. I feel like if I'm Germany, I want to stick with England. I feel like we're stronger together, just in case Russia decides to go with Turkey over us. As soon as you split off, then Russia's got 2 Janissaries. You're just giving Russia the game, I think. I think it's best to stay in the trio.
It's not much of a trio, though. Like, here's the thing. If it really is a trio, as opposed to some temporary ad hoc alliance structure because we have good vibes, like, doesn't Russia have to get out of the north?
Not really in the north, though. As one unit. No different than Germany.
They have a build coming, most likely. With St. Pete open.
Okay.
That's what I said in the beginning. I was like, I wonder who is getting along better, because usually a third wheel is a third wheel, and there's going to be a duo eventually.
Can Austria and Italy get back together at this point?
No.
I agree, they cannot. I don't even really see a good
possible, but
I don't see a good go forward. I don't see a good go forward plan here.
I mean, we're doing predictions, right? Not like what can happen, but what we think.
Yeah. Like what do you think will happen? Right. Yeah. I agree they can. Okay.
Yeah. Right.
I don't mean to be pedantic. You know.
Yeah.
All right. Should Turkey and Italy work something out here?
What?
Their fleet position's still awful. So bad.
I mean, I don't see Turkey doing it. It's almost like the same argument we were talking about the EG, but it's like you could say, okay, I'm moving a G into Con so I can continue
to Smyrna and build.
Right, exactly. Ink to anywhere and build a fleet, ink, but like, what has Italy and Turkey done to establish any trust yet this game? I mean,
should Russia make a move on Turkey now and try and work with Austria?
Well, a move on Turkey, like what would the move be?
Bulgaria, black.
Man, it just feels so counterintuitive to the spring moves.
Well, look, we've seen a lot of this already. That's why, like, I don't want to get caught flat-footed again. So I'm asking all these questions.
I don't in the fall. If Turkey is my direction, I want to stick with the north. I do it in the spring because most likely that fleet goes down in Smyrna.
Yeah.
He's probably going to force Ionian and go to east, and should be mostly out of position so you can take Bulgaria and slip back into black.
Yeah, and Turkey's gonna have a build. So do you get fleet Smyrna, fleets farther away from you? Yeah,
Man, if I'm Turkey though, I'm really concerned about the most yeah, this is all good from what Russia did, but there's no pressure on the West from Russia, right? Turkey's got to be thinking that.
Like, well, that's what Turkey's got to be sending that press to Russia to build a fleet in St. Pete. He's gotta. I mean, I know we keep talking if it's a rat, but I mean, if you're Turkey, that's what you need.
Yeah. Turkey gets a build. I know that the build will probably be Fleet Smyrna, but I would be really inclined to build Fleet Khan if I was Turkey in this position. And just say, dude, we're gonna have to blow your fleet up, or we're gonna, in Romania and Seb or something,
or just bounce,
like we can go slow. The other side of the board is going slow, but
I mean, Turkey's really not in a huge rush. I mean, Italy's on the back foot here. Like, Turkey can play conservatively here.
I don't know if Turkey does that, then I go back to Philip. Pop Greece, I'll hit Bulgaria. You can't bounce me. You can't support everything.
I think
I'm not gonna waste
con.
2 units.
You go into nuclear war over that.
100%.
When I'm vulnerable. God, I would hate playing with you. Like, I'm vulnerable. I'm Turkey. I'm vulnerable. What's wrong with a fleet and con? You're harsh, man.
Nope. I have someone else that I can work with. Like, I'm already moved away.
Okay, a few questions here. Will there be a Russian army in Galicia this turn?
No.
I hope so.
No.
Will Sevastopol be back in black or back where it's right where it's at?
They'll hold.
That should hold.
Support Romania.
Do we think? I don't think Moscow moves to St. Pete or Warsaw. Do you guys?
I would hold Moscow.
Yeah, hold.
I would hold it too.
Hold.
If he wants to be really diplomatic, he can move it to Warsaw and build in Moscow.
Mm.
Like,
right. Because then
I got to build in Moscow.
Does Tyrolia go to Piedmont?
Yes.
Yes.
Will Albania be in Apulia?
No.
No, he needs it to tap
What
Greece.
unit will be in Tunis? Will Tunis be taken? If so, by what unit?
Yes, Ionian.
I think Ionian needs to go to Tunis.
He needs to avoid what potentially 2 disbands.
Is Germany going to stab England?
No.
Not until that army in Denmark gets out.
Well, it would get out if it was in Sweden.
Well,
you're right where Germany wants it.
That's true.
Does Kiel do anything other than holding?
It's like,
okay.
If Darcy's really worried about tempo, then he shouldn't have 2 units sitting there.
1901.
You know what? If you're Darcy, you can totally do that and say, you know what, I was just being safe, right? Like, I mean, like, it's not the craziest thing to do.
Imagine if you Kiel Holland just for shits. Yeah.
Well, just like in case, like, he's, I mean, I don't know. Like, the odds of Cedric taking Holland here are very low, but you can at least make an argument for.
Will Germany finally be in Burgundy?
Yes.
Yes.
Because France needs Paris and Gascony to try to take Brest back.
Do we think France will take Brest back?
Yes.
Yes.
Do we think France will lose the Mid-Atlantic?
Yes.
Yes. I mean, Brest could go to Gascony.
He's losing Burgundy. He's losing Burgundy, Mayo, and I don't think he loses Picardy though, because they're going to put 3 on, and they don't want to retreat from Burgundy.
Brest probably retreats to Picardy then.
Well, they could.
No, I think Burgundy goes to Picardy.
Oh, you think he just moves there because he knows it's lost?
And I think he'll just try and piff the fleet.
Does he want that though? Because then he can't retreat into Marseille.
I mean, Cedric could put Channel into the Mid-Atlantic, and then Brest taps Gascony to ensure Burgundy falls. And that would ensure he has a retreat to Channel.
It's not bad.
Yeah. Should he do that?
Then he can convoy Belgium to North Africa and take Tunis. No, just kidding. It's an option.
I agree. It's an option, Keith. Is it the one he should take? I don't think I want to move Russ. I think I try and risk keeping it.
Yeah, I think I would probably hold it with Channel and make him choose.
So if you do try to brace it, so if it's a successful brace, you keep Brest. If you actually take Mayo with Brest being the mover, great. You have Mayo. Like, is that crazy to do? Isn't that like a win-win? Like, you're happy to take either Mayo or Brest, or do you think he wants one or the other? I mean, do you think he wants Brest the most?
Honestly, I'm going to try the brace if I'm Cedric.
I like that idea. I like the brace idea. I don't think he'll do it, but I like it.
I'm Brest to Mid-Atlantic, supported by English and Irish. North Atlantic goes to Mid-Atlantic. I think I get it there. I mean, I don't know if I get it there, but I'd probably try for that. I'd rather have the build. I'd be worried about Russia.
Yeah. I think Cedric wants the build.
But there's a counter to that, right? Like, I mean,
right.
Mid-Atlantic doesn't have to do that. It's right. Yeah. I mean, it might just be Paris to Brest supported by Gascony.
I think Rob's putting 3 on Brest with Mayo as the mover.
It's hard to say. The move can be seen, so we don't know. But because everything else we think is going to happen, and a lot of what we predict doesn't come true, even though we say it with such certainty.
You're the Rob whisperer. You've gotten like everything Rob has said right. So I'm deferring to you on this one.
Right.
I think he just swings a little bit here and tries for Brest with 2, and Spain support holds Mid-Atlantic.
Oh, so Gascony's the mover, or Paris or Gascony's the mover.
In that case, he would still lose Mid-Atlantic.
Right.
And Burgundy.
He could lose.
I think he gives up on Burgundy. Burgundy's done.
I think in that move set, he could lose both. He could lose both Brest and Mayo, right? If he were to do that.
No, I don't think he would be. If Brest is the mover to Mid-Atlantic, supported by English and Irish.
Oh, I see what you're saying. If Cedric goes for the brace, right?
I think Cedric goes for the brace, and I think Rob just puts 2. But on the other hand, we have seen Rob with the double supports. Like, Rob seems to be putting the most units on a province or a center that it can at any given time. That's the way he's played.
He could just support Burgundy with 3 again for the 3rd turn in a row. They'll never see it coming.
We tell Germany, you're not getting anything from me. England's going to get every dot.
Exactly.
Could be that. It could be that. But then you got Tyrol and Piedmont. That's only going to
know.
Well, Spain can cover Marseille.
True.
I think I would do Spain to Portugal, Mid-Atlantic to English Channel, and then move Paris to Brest with Gascony support.
Why Spain to Portugal?
Yeah, why Spain to Portugal?
Because
if I have a retreat from Mid-Atlantic, I can go to Spain, and it's really hard to break.
You could retreat to Portugal at that point.
Well, you could just Mid-Atlantic. It's just the same thing.
It's the same thing, I guess. I guess I just follow Mid-Atlantic then, just in case Channel goes somewhere.
I don't know why Rob would pick England.
I don't think it's a picking. I don't think. Well, were you talking about like? So I think you mentioned this in Olympus season 3, where like Greg could come up with a situation where he says, "Hey, I'm going to pick someone to punish, and to try to curry favor for the other to as a diplomatic tool." I mean, I don't know if it's going to work, but he could try that.
It could.
Generally, you punish the corner power because the central power is easier to balance. Generally, didn't happen last.
We know he's tried every time, but like I would think that like he'd really want to try and punish Cedric. My thought is he'd really want to punish Cedric. Cedric's the one that moved the channel, did everything to him.
It's the corner power.
He doesn't have much to give Germany, except Burgundy, which I guess he can do now. Maybe he just says, "What are the orders?" To Germany, or well, I mean, he can guess. Germany wouldn't probably give it to him. Okay, I don't know. Anything else that we haven't talked about, or that you want to talk about before we?
Who would you want to be in this position? Who would you want to be?
Tim.
It's hard not to want to be Russian because I like Russia to begin with. That's my favorite power. But Russia with 4 people that love you.
I was so tempted to pick them after fall, but I don't like changing my pick. But yeah, I picked him here.
I do all that, but I want to say this is at least my closing thought, which is what we have seen in this game, particularly in the East, because we haven't seen jack in the West. It's just been boring. But what we've seen in the East is nobody's wanted anyone to get the jump. And if they think Tim's got the jump, I mean, maybe they try and work against Tim. Maybe we see that. I don't know how.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's possible, but if Richard seems like a nice guy. He certainly knows how to play the board.
Richard might be playing the victim here. I mean, painting Philip as this evil person who broke an alliance, and no one wants to work with him because of that.
If Tim has Richard on side here, that is huge, like really huge. I don't. Yeah, it's still early in the game. Keith, you mentioned people come back from less than 3 as Austria, so I don't think Richard is just completely playing. To have whoever he wants win, he's still going to play to win. But I mean, if you have if those 3 Austrian armies are essentially Russian armies, that's so big. I just don't. I don't know. I mean, what their relationship is, but Richard could feel really burned.
If Tim is choosing Austria here, then he needs to build some fleets because that's the whole problem with an AR is the lack of fleet position.
Yeah. Well, this is the whole issue with disbanding Albania for Austria. Like Tim cannot crack Austria. I'm sorry, Austria cannot crack Philip. Or Richard cannot crack Philip. Which is why I'm like, what can Austria do?
They could.
They could work with Italy. Austria could work with Turkey.
They could go rat until Turkey's out of position, maybe. I don't know, because Turkey's building, but they could go rat and use Turkey to kind of try to unlock Italy and then stab or something like that.
Yeah, Austria needs to work with Italy or Turkey. It's the only way it really works.
I think an AT is the more likely scenario, but Austria's position might be we need Italy to go down more. Right? I can't.
I don't know. You got a couple of Russian dots in between you. It might be easy to peel off, especially if you're taking Ed Sullivan's advice in building Fleet Con.
I think I would build a Fleet Con.
Fleet Con, I'm like AT. Come on.
I think I'd build a Fleet Con.
That's why I think Ukraine has to go to Galicia here. Build in Warsaw.
Okay, another reason too for Fleet Con is if that Turkish fleet is in the Aegean fleet is in Ionian, why do you need Fleet Smyrna? There's no point. Like, why not build Fleet Con?
Well, Smyrna blocks the retreat. I mean, most likely it's not going to retreat behind your line.
We're assuming Ionian moves to Tunis, I guess.
Well, why don't we do this? Turkey gets a build. I say he should build Fleet Con. You say Fleet Smyrna. Keith. Josh, what do you say?
Fleet Con.
Russia gets a build. What does Russia build? Keith, you think Army Warsaw? Okay, because you think Moscow go to Warsaw. Either Warsaw or Moscow or St. Pete. Josh, what do you think?
Oh, gosh, it's so hard. We're doing build predictions of turn.
I'd like to see Ukraine to Galicia and Moscow to Ukraine and then rebuild in Moscow.
Man, I would love to see a St. Pete build just because his position would be. I mean, it's a diplomatic problem, right? You're creating a war. But at the same time, if you're not building St. Pete, what is your build doing? What is it accomplishing? You only have that's the problem with a rat. Like if you, where are his next dots coming from after Serbia?
Got to be Austria. Austrian dots are almost useless.
Right, I'm saying if you're in the rat, like I just don't know like where the true like the core alliance is. Is it an RT? Is it an AR?
I don't think there's a rat. I just think this is vengeance.
You think they just work together this turn?
It's an RT with an A Janissary. That's the way I actually.
Yeah. That actually makes sense based on Italy stabbing Austria and Austria playing for vengeance at this point.
What's the build?
I'll go with Army where whatever's open for it. Army Warsaw, I guess. I'll go a little different. I'll just save Moscow like holds or something.
Okay, well, my thinking is if Cedric keeps Brest, we'll see Army St. Pete. Because I don't know what Cedric's going to build, but I'm going to want to hedge in the north if I'm Russia. But if there's no Cedric build, I build in whatever's available between Warsaw and Moscow. Yeah. Will Cedric build? We all seem to think he will not. But if he did build, what does he do? I think it's a really challenging build for him.
I built fleet EDI.
That's what I think he does.
But is Russia? I mean, like, is he doing that with Russia knowing?
Yeah, I mean, why does Germany and Russia have one unit in Scandinavia for defense, and I don't? Like, even if
Darcy insisted on it.
What's the difference between Eddie and London? I mean, I guess you can move to Norwegian, but like North is still open. Like,
yeah, I mean, but no one's going to North Sea. It gives Germany a little bit more security.
So you're saying
especially if
Norwegian?
Yeah, and then you could just arrange a bounce.
Got it.
Yeah, I mean, it's so frustrating though, right? Like the units have better things to do than be bouncing. Denmark's, okay, fine.
Denmark doesn't have anything better to do, and Sweden definitely doesn't have anything better to do. So, yeah, Cedric's fleet would have more things to do. That's the reason he moved it already. But
there's a case for an Army London.
Cedric
they got to. You don't think he'll build? You don't think he can go 5 fleets?
Well,
I do.
I mean, if you're Germany, you don't want that.
You don't want to see an army, yeah.
And Cedric loves his fleets.
I think
the way you pitch it to Germany is, I'll go to Picardy, I'll support you to Paris, and then you can send Munich out on Eastern adventures.
If Darcy is anything like Leo, that won't fly because I tried that.
It's like, sorry, this is a Germany run alliance. You cannot build armies behind the line.
Exactly.
So we're predicting Philip with no disbands.
No, yeah. Right. Just see how the piff.
And if
unless for some reason Albania pops, which I don't see that happening.
Yeah.
And if France has to disband,
oh gosh, they're all bad. He needs all those units.
Paris or Picardy or wherever Burgundy retreats to. Burgundy probably goes to Marseille.
Yeah, you got to live in Marseille, Portugal, and Spain for as long as possible.
Yeah, Paris is good. I mean, because you have a fleet in Brest. I mean,
and
presumably you only have one army touching it. Yeah,
and just can completely tell Germany is like, once you have Marseille, you better start looking at other places, and tell Russia, once Germany has Marseille, he's probably going to be looking somewhere else. So, because we know Portugal and Spain are going to go to England, so yeah, vacate Paris and beat the drum.
I'm going to call it a wrap. Thank you for taking us through the spring 1903. I honestly would still say we're in the early game. We didn't say that in the Olympus main final. It felt like it was already in mid game as we moved to fall 1903, but I still think we're early game. We don't know, particularly with Russia, what's going to happen. So, we haven't really predicted much. Thanks so much, gentlemen, and good night.
Good night.
Thank you.
Yeah, mid game probably happens in 05.